All right. I hope everyone's doing well today. My name is Mr. Charles. This is Upbeat Academy online Ableton tutorials. And today we are going to be getting back into the effects and really taking a instrumental to that next place where as young producers, as novice producers, we're always trying to get that sound. So what I want to be able to do today is I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a continuation from our last lesson. We included some special in between lessons. I included something about where to find samples from Looperman and really just finding something that just makes sense for us. So what I'm trying to do today, and really what I want to do today, is I want to include, I want us to cook something up really quickly, and then what I'm going to do is go from there, and we're going to kind of go through frequencies and EQing a little bit today. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to pick out a loop, figure out like a nice loop, work on some drums, and then I'm going to go through EQing. So what I'm going to do real quick, throw in a drum rack, then I'm going to grab some sounds. So let's see, I got this from that Splice. If you went and watched that lesson, I grabbed this kit from Splice. Okay, nice kick drum. All right, I like to layer my snares and my claps, and I'm gonna do some interesting stuff today. So let's do that snare, and let's get a clap. Okay, this is a rim shot. Let's get a nice hi-hat. Okay, and we're gonna get an open hat. All right, so I got my then I'm gonna throw an 808. All right, I like that one right there. Let's go with that 808. All right, so I'm gonna do something let's do something at 150. I want something with a little bit of speed. I'm gonna find a loop to use. I'm gonna use a sample today. I'm gonna use something that one of my producer friends gave me. He gave me a bunch of his chops, so I'm gonna find some nice loops to use. Alright, let's do something that's a little bit more geared towards R&B. Alright, so I'm going to take these. I'm using these audio loops. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch these down. Okay, so check that out. Okay, fantastic. I'm gonna add some sound effects in the background just to give my instrumental a little bit of sauce. So remember we did that last time, we grabbed that reverb, so I'm gonna put some reverb on this right here. I'm gonna get some reverb. Alright, and now I'm gonna start building my drums. So I'm doing this drum, I'm gonna make this let's do a 4-bar loop. And I'm just gonna draw these in. So remember what I told y'all last time, the snares and claps come on the 0.3. All right, let's start. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just building up my sounds. Just building up my sounds. And I gotta make a little bit of an adjustment. I'm using a lot of CPU. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn up my buffer size, my output latency. I just want it to be a little bit less. I don't want there to be any CPU spikes. I don't want you to hear anything that's funky. I'm actually going to do a separate track for my hi-hats. I want to do a separate track because I want to get a little funky with the hi-hat. So just building up my, a nice little simple pattern. All right, now I'm gonna make another MIDI track, and I'm gonna grab a hi-hat. What was the hi-hat that I wanted to use? Yeah, that one right there. And now I'm gonna just draw in a nice little MIDI pattern. Actually, I don't feel like drawing in a MIDI pattern, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use a MIDI pattern from the producer Southside, and that should work. Let's see what this sounds like. And I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna duplicate this right here, and what I'm gonna do is make a simple 1/8 pattern too, just to make my life easy. So I have something that just switches up. Okay, so of course, then I want my bass, so I'm gonna go back, put my 808 in, and then we're gonna get into some, some little tips and tricks that you have in Ableton that can give your project file a little bit more interest, like you make it a little bit more interesting. So. So let's duplicate the loop. Come on. 1/4. And then let's duplicate this back. Triplet on. Okay, so we have a little bit of a project. All right, cool things we can do to this. We can grab an audio filter, and we can we've gone through this audio filter before, right? We have this frequency where you can change the low frequency. Right? What we can do is we can use this LFO to shape the frequency, and how we can change it. We can do it by hertz, and that's the frequency, like how fast the sound comes in. We can also change it by beat to sync with our BPM. So what we can do is, I want this to go in and out, and I want it to come in every 2 bars. So I turn this until it says 2, and watch what happens. All right. So if I pull this back, nothing happens to the filter, right? But if I put this down, so it's going in and out now, right? So watch what happens now. You see how it's giving it a little bit of body now, right? And we can turn this off and listen to how it changes. So why don't we go into our clip and automate that so that it turns on certain clips. The way we do that is we select our clip, and on this side right here there is a menu. You press the farthest menu. There's like a little wave, and it looks like 2 things. It's automation. And what we want to do is we want to turn the filter on, we want to turn it off. So for some of our clips, our first clip, we don't want the filter on. For the second clip, we want the filter on, so we leave it alone. And for the third clip, we want the filter off. So now watch this. And I'm gonna because I want one of these to be, I want this to sound by itself. So we'll go like this. You see how the filter's going in and out now, right? And that's something that we get to do really cool with that filter. We have the ability to change different parameters on it, so we can change the rate of which it does that. We can change the shape. And I like that with R&B song, that leaves a lot of room for vocalists. And I think we can actually wrap it up right there. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna kind of, now that we're at this point, I'm gonna start peppering in these little mini lessons where we touch base on some more in-depth things. We're going to start going in-depth about compressors and filters, and I'm going to make these lessons, they're going to still air at the same time, but they're going to be more in-depth, so that what you can do is you can utilize these lessons to fill in around the main lessons where we talk mainly about style. So I hope that everyone's doing well today and that you stay upbeat.